Hello.
Today we are talking Africa, AFCON. Oh my God.
Yeah, what a drama, what a night.
Oh, that was fun to watch and at the same time embarrassing.
Yeah,
But
embarrassing.
yeah,
But it is what it is. That's what competitions are about. There are moments where tempers can flare up and you just fail to manage tempers. But
Yeah.
it was a good match in the end.
yeah, exactly. What were you supporting, by the way?
I was Senegal. I don't want to lie.
Yeah.
I was just supporting Senegal, not because of any prejudice or anything, but it was just Senegal for me.
Okay,
Yeah.
makes two of us.
Yeah.
But as much as I was supporting Senegal, I really thought Morocco was going to win for some reason. You know, like when you're supporting a team, but you think the other team is stronger.
No, I agree with what you're saying, but I never thought that Morocco will get it because
Really?
they were not convincing for me, and it felt like their players couldn't come in clutch moments, whereas Senegal did that a lot in the competition. So I just thought that the winning mentality in terms of the teams, when you compare to Senegal and Morocco, they were completely different. Senegal was, up there, and Senegal had a lot of players that have done it before. I felt like they had an advantage.
Well, I thought Morocco had home advantage, being the first thing, and it seems like the stars were just aligning for them. It just seemed like, I don't know, it just seemed like they were going to win, I think it's based on the group stages as well, how, their trajectory throughout the tournament. So I thought they were going to win. Did I want them to win?
Yeah.
No.
I mean, when you talk about the group stages, that's very controversial because there are a lot of controversies that come when you talk about the matches that they had in the group stages. But of course, let's go to the final. First half 0-0.
Yeah.
Into the 70th, 80th minute, in the last minutes of the match, that's when all the drama really started to unfold, and it has triggered a lot of debates about.
There's
AFCON.
So much debate around the world, isn't it?
Yeah,
not just in Africa and stuff.
Yeah.
So
there's a lot to cover. So we're just gonna try to look at some of the snippets. We cannot cover everything really, but let's reflect on the final per se, and from the perspective of the fairness of the tournament. What do you think? Because there are several allegations of African teams being deprived of adequate training facilities, long distance to travel to matches and stuff like that, and unequal access to preparation resources as well. What do you think about that?
To be fair, like you said, it's allegations. So until somebody just comes out and says it as it is, then we'll just never know.
Yeah.
But if it's true that obviously Senegal, for example, just before the final, they didn't have the right facilities, and then that was unfair. There were, it just wasn't fair, and that alone puts a very, very bad picture on Morocco.
Yeah.
And I saw some videos as well online. I'm not sure how credible they are, but
of course.
where Moroccans were doing the monkey dance, and I thought that was uncalled for. We are all Africans at the end of the day.
Yeah, some people say they're throwing bananas.
I did see that video as well. So whether you come from the north, west, southern, we are all Africans at the end of the day. And I feel that was uncalled for, and that was very embarrassing on the part of Morocco.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's what we can say really for now, because they are just allegations. But in terms of all these things that we talked about, like access to the pitch, distance to the matches, African teams being deprived of certain services, or at least getting below par.
Saying African as if Morocco is not an African country.
Yeah, my bad. Yeah, but when I'm saying African, of course, the allegations are referring particularly to sub-Saharan African states that we're participating in the competition. So, my bad. But yeah, thanks for the correction. But that's what we're talking about. And I was just about to say that it affects the preparedness of the teams, of the players, and generally affects the whole mood that will be in the dressing room. But anyway, let's go to our second aspect, which is game day gamesmanship. Goalkeepers were allegedly having their towels taken. And it's funny.
It's their own video, yeah.
Yeah, it's funny that it was happening to sub-Saharan African goalkeepers. That is mainly I came across Nigeria, and then I also the Nigerian goalkeeper, and also saw the Senegalese goalkeeper as well.
Tell me why the ball boys had so much power and nobody was doing anything about it. Like, I saw a clip where I think it was the second goalkeeper of Senegal, where he was trying to to just keep the towel, and the boys were just coming at him like that. Why do they have so much power?
I don't know. I think the ball boys, of course, their task is to just make sure that the balls have been picked up and they've been placed on the cones, and if the player needs a new ball and they are far from the ball, they can just throw it to the player.
Exactly.
That's what I know. That's stewardship when you're talking about the ball boys. But unfortunately, they were just having too much power and doing as
the
they
fact
like.
that nobody said something about it. Just for me, that's just wrong. It rings alarm bells. I feel like the Senegal team wasn't treated fairly. It wasn't fair. It wasn't fair at all. And also Hakimi, throwing the towel as well. I thought that was embarrassing.
And he gets the fair play award of the tournament. That's I don't know. I don't know. I'll let everyone be the judge.
I felt so ashamed to see him, especially a player of his caliber, taking the towel and then throwing it. Oh my God!
I don't know.
Oh my God!
I guess maybe there's an assumption that maybe these Western African players or Sub-Saharan African players, they come with jujus or something on the towels. Maybe it's a superstition, or it's a conversation that has been had. Maybe. I don't know, but I think any goalkeeper can have a towel to
was raining.
To wipe the ball, to wipe the gloves, so that you get some grip.
It happens here.
Yeah.
For example, I always see, for example, Dean Henderson with a towel all the time. Or Nana would use Vaseline, and it's just whatever works for you. Really. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they'll probably have tried to take away if
Nana's Vaseline.
No, I mean no. If it was it's that as well. But if it was sunny, I'm pretty sure they would have tried to take Dean Henderson's cap, because he always has a cap. So I just don't get the logic, because they are just small accessories that you have that can just help you to do the job, but it is what it is. And then we come to the big one, refereeing and VAR debate. That's the key moment of the match.
Morocco had 12 players. They had 12 players, didn't they? With the referee.
Oh yeah, of course.
The referee was...
It seemed like it, because throughout the tournament, Morocco had obviously been accused of having, unfair advantages or unworthy decisions being awarded to them. You have a case of Brian Burmo's penalty, which was not given.
For me, that was a clear penalty. I could be wrong, but I felt like that was a penalty.
Yeah, because the defender really did dangle his leg, and then boom, fell.
And he went for the man rather than the ball.
Yeah. And then you also have the case of Nigeria's match, as well as they had a litany of bad decisions. And then Tanzania and Comoros matches, and of course the final versus Senegal. It didn't make sense for me for the ref not to...
Was that a penalty? No. Let's not the penalty. I think let's start with the disallowed goal.
Yeah, that's what I was going to talk about. It didn't make sense for me to disallow a goal where I felt like Hakimi and the Senegalese player who headed the ball into the net were having an equal duel. Yeah, that was... It started off... It became an equal duel, but it was actually Hakimi who attempted to push off the Senegalese player off the ball, but then he was overpowered and then he fell, and it was somewhat dramatical and theatrical.
And why
the
didn't
way
he
that
go
it
to
fell.
VAR as well?
And yeah, I think the mistake that the ref made in that match is that he blew the whistle right away when that incident occurred. He should have waited and let play proceed, let the goal be scored without whistling, and then at least in that instance you then have the VAR intervening. But because he gave it as an off and he whistled right away, there's no way that the VAR could have intervened, because it was like the on-field decision would have been absolute. So I think that's a mistake, but that was not a foul for me.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was a show.
I agree. And also,
Yeah.
okay, we'll get to it. But yeah, that we agree that wasn't a foul. And then
seconds later. Really.
No, it was about 3 minutes, 3 to 5 minutes.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that was that long? Oh my
Yeah.
goodness, I was enjoying the match then. So yeah, some minutes later, again a very soft foul happens, and then you give a penalty right away.
Exactly. And I felt like he was bullied into going to VAR to check the monitors,
Absolutely.
wasn't he?
Absolutely.
Yeah, because he should have done the same, really. Yeah. And if he felt he should just have stuck to his guns and say that wasn't a penalty.
No.
Yeah.
Because it didn't seem like he was going to give it initially.
Exactly. And how do you give a penalty just seconds before the final whistle?
And it's
that was so poor, wasn't it?
The final whistle of a final.
I know. Exactly. That was so poor.
That was poor
it was so. Oh my God.
Yeah, that was.
I remember during the match, I was just like, "What the hell is going on here?"
It was.
It felt like I don't know. It just felt like he was from Morocco, really.
Yeah. It was.
And then, what do you think about Senegal's reaction to it all? The coach, taking his players off the pitch and stuff.
It's unsportsmanlike, if you would ask me, if I'm being objective. But if you look into the context of the whole situation and how the match had been evolving, and the cumulative impact, or the belief that Morocco was being granted decisions that they shouldn't have been granted in previous matches, it had like a cumulative effect. And perhaps Senegal was simply saying, no, you've been awarded too much, we are not going to accept it. We know that referees to a certain extent have been biased in your favor, so we're going to protest it. So it was unsportsmanlike.
Do you reckon there were? I think it was solely because of that, that disallowed goal, and where you disallow a goal, and then for the same challenge, you give a penalty.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, when you look at it in the context of the match, you could argue that, but I don't think you should look at that incident in isolation, because obviously players are observant, coaches are observant. They are following the trends of the matches, other matches that other teams are playing. They're not only looking at their matches. So I would like to believe that they didn't determine that it was going to happen in that game, but they kind of came with that at the back of their heads, and they were aware of that. And when that happened, then the coach was like, no, you guys come off the ground. Unless there's something that is going to change, then you should get off the pitch. That's how I saw it. But it's open to different interpretations.
For me, I would say well done to the Senegalese coach. His name is Pep. Yeah, I think he done very well for doing that. Yes, it was unprofessional, but sometimes you have to bend some rules for things to work, and I believe it sort of worked in a way, because what he done is he was protesting a wrong decision, and clearly that was a very wrong decision, and it wasn't fair at all. So I think he done very well to do that. To call all his players off the pitch and go to the dressing room. Yes, it didn't look very good on the image of African football.
Yeah, it didn't.
It didn't look good at all. Like, it was so chaotic. I remember just seeing on social media, go in a blaze. But overall, I think it was necessary. Yeah, I would say. And then, what do you think about how Sadio Mane handled the entire situation? Him calling back his players and him being the only player remaining on the pitch. Do you think that was okay? Did he show like he was with his team? What are your views there?
I think he showed some sportsmanship, and it circled back to an interview that he had with Sky Sports. I think a couple of days before the final, where he'd said that I want to be remembered as a great human being.
Okay,
So we were saying I don't want to be remembered because of fame and all the cups that I've won, but I want to be remembered as a great human being. And I think that kind of caliber and that kind of leadership to remain on the pitch
when everyone else is
walked out, and it was just a great show for leadership for me.
Okay. Yeah. Well, eventually the penalty was taken, and Brahim Diaz, the person who won the penalty, took the penalty.
Yes.
What's your view on that penalty? Some people are saying, like you said, he missed it intentionally. Did you think so?
Yeah. So about the penalty, Ibrahim Diaz missing the penalty. Yeah, some people are saying that he deliberately missed it to sort of take the game into the extra time and to save the whole match as it was, because it looked like it was going to get completely abandoned.
Yeah.
And if that had happened, then perhaps Morocco would get to be awarded the trophy and be the winners, but it wouldn't be a good spectacle. So yeah, there's a lot of footage that sort of suggests that there was a sort of a discussion, and they came to an amicable, agreement that he was going to hit the penalty straight into Mendy's hands, and then they would go to the extra time.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's of course the African perspective. That's what like most people on the African continent think. That's what exactly happened, but the Western perspective is completely different, especially in different countries, like here in the UK and in other countries. They're saying no one in their absolute normal mind, sportsmanship, footballing mind would miss a penalty just because they want to take the game to extra time.
And Morocco hasn't won the AFCON in over 50 years. Is it 50 years?
Yeah.
And also, I tend to agree with that, because when he missed it, he was in tears. He didn't seem like a man who wanted to miss a penalty.
Yeah.
But also at the same time, why would he attempt to do a Panenka?
Yeah.
That was in a cup final. You try that sort of penalty. I felt like he had it gone through. Like if he had scored, wow, it would have been amazing. But obviously he didn't, and it was just something else. Yeah. But anyway, Brahim Diaz missed, and we went into extra time, and Senegal got their goal.
Yeah.
And
then the last part where we had the AFCON and Moroccan officials kind of like, getting to present the trophy.
Yeah.
And that was a very, very awkward moment.
I know, he was being given the trophy like...
They're like, no, I don't want it.
You give it to them. I felt like that was so embarrassing, especially on that Moroccan official's part. It was, oh my God.
Yeah, I was
like, just don't be a bad loser. Just don't be a bad loser.
Yeah.
Yeah, just accept it. Senegal scored, then that was a fair goal. There was no controversy. There was nothing to that goal.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. But
so yeah,
I mean, it happens sometimes when tempers are flared.
It was so heated, wasn't it? Yeah.
I mean, I thought that there was always going to be a controversy in terms of. I thought that the trophy presentation, was always going to be weird.
Controversial.
Yeah, because of that.
Following what had
Not
happened.
controversial per se, but weird.
Okay.
Yeah, because I didn't think that it's something that was Moroccan officials were going to take easily.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it even though it was a defeat in the end, it had a nasty ending. So yeah.
But overall, Senegal won. I think they deserved it, especially after everything. Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, that's what we wanted anyway.
Yeah.
We were very, very happy. We were jumping up and down and making noises. So yeah.
Yeah, well done, Senegal.
Well done, Senegal.
Yeah, you deserved it. You are the true African champions because you fought for that trophy. So well done to you.
So yeah, guys, over to you. Let us know in the comments. Was the walk-off justified? Was Diaz unlucky or too bold with the Panenka?
Yeah.
Was it orchestrated? The penalty, how he took the penalty?
Yeah.
So yeah, don't forget to smash the like button and the subscription button. I'll see you in our next video. Ciao, ciao.